Hello everyone, welcome to session number 13, okay, of chapter 2, solvents. In this session, we are going to deal with terms solvolysis, solvation, and how lattice energy and solvation energy affects solubility of ionic solvents. What is a solvolysis? Solvolysis. Lysis means breaking up of a bond. What is going to get broken? Your solvent molecule is going to get broken. It is going to get broken into two parts. Say if you have H2O, imagine it's going to get broken into H plus and OH minus. Okay? Or the autoionization reaction, like two molecules of H2O is going to break into H3O plus plus OH minus. Or ammonia. Ammonia is going to break up into NH4 plus and NH2 minus. After this is going to break up, it is going to get attached to the solute molecules. Okay. If the solute particle has some dipole moment in it, it is going to orient itself around that particular charge which it attracts. Its opposites attract. If this is a positive charge, then it's going to attract the negative end of that particular solute. This is a negative charge, so it's going to attract the positive end of the particular solute. Similarly is the case with NH4 plus and NH2 minus. Okay, so this process wherein this solvent molecule is going to split up and surround the solute particles is called as solvolysis. When they are going to surround it, they are going to break the molecule, the solute particle, and dissolve it in the solution. Okay, that's how solvation occurs. So let us read this. These are the reactions in which the solvent molecules react with the solute in such a way that the solvent molecules split up into two parts, one or both of which get attached to the solute molecule of ion, and this is called as solvolytic reactions. Next, what is solvation? In solvation, the solute particle is surrounded completely by the solvent particle. The solvent is not going to auto-ionize. Okay, it is going to be a complete molecule which surrounds the solute particle. Say for example, you have ammonia here. Ammonia as such surrounds copper sulfate. So it forms an ammoniate ion. Okay, ammoniate. Say if you have water which surrounds copper chloride, and then you have a hydrate. Solvation reactions are those reactions in which solvents get attached to the solute species. It may be cation, anion, or a molecule, and the species formed is called as a solvent. If ammonia undergoes solvation, it is called as ammoniate. If water undergoes solvation, it is called as a hydrate. The difference between solvolysis and solvation is here autoionization occurs and then it surrounds the solute particles. Here the solvent as such surrounds the solute. Now coming to solubility of ionic solids and its dependence on lattice energy and solvation energy. So the energy required for solvation is called as solvation energy. Okay, so the molecule has to go and surround itself completely around the solute, so that energy is called as solvation energy. What's the relationship between solvation energy and lattice energy? Now what is the lattice energy? The energy which is required to bring isolated atoms to that particular lattice point. Say NaCl crystal is there, so the energy required to bring Na plus to that particular lattice point and Cl minus to that particular lattice point is called as lattice energy. Or in other terms, the energy which is required to break that solid into its corresponding ions is called as lattice energy. So there will be no more lattice which is remaining after you want to break it into its constituent ions. So what is the relationship between this energy and solvation energy? Let me take an analogy here. So it is jackfruit season. All of you are eating jackfruits, right? If you have not eating, okay, fine. If you are not eating, at least you have seen people eating without cutting it. So what you do is initially you're going to take a knife or ಕತ್ತಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹರಿಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ, ಹೀಗೆ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಹರಿತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಹೌ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೌಂಡ್ ಟು ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್, and how easily you are going to apply the force to pull it apart. ಎರಡು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಒಂದು, ಆ ಹಲಸಿನ ಹಣ್ಣು ಆ ಮಧ್ಯದ ದಂಟಿಗೆ ಅಂಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿದೆ, ಅದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಹರಿಬೇಕು, ದೂರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಆ ಹಲಸಿನ ಹಣ್ಣು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರೋದು ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ನೀವೇನೋ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕತ್ತಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಎಳೆದು ಬೇರೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಅದು ಸಾಲ್ವೇಷನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಹಲಸಿನ ಹಣ್ಣು ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಹಲಸಿನ ಹಣ್ಣಿನ ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ನೀವು ಬೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಾಲ್ವೇಷನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಯಾನಿಕ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅಯಾನಿಕ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ನಾವು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲಸಿನ ತೊಳೆಗಳೇನಿದಾವೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಲಸಿನ ಹಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಅದು ತೆಗೆದು ನಾನು ಪ್ಲೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ನಾನು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅವು ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಿಚ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ದಿ ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. If I have to break the lattice energy, the solvation energy has to be higher, which means ನೀವು ಹರಿವಾಗ ಏನು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಅದು ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆವಾಗ ನೀವು ಹಲಸಿನ ಹಣ್ಣಿನ ತೊಳೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು. Similarly, if you have ionic solids, if you want them to get separated, which means you want to dissolve it. If you want it to get separated and it should dissolve, it means the solvation energy should be more. ಸಾಲ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವ, ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಫುಲ್ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲನ್ನು ಸುತ್ತುವರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಾಲ್ವೇಷನ್. ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಉಪ್ಪು. ಇನ್ ಆರ್ ಹೌಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್. ಸಾಲ್ಟನ್ನು ನೀರಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದು ಬೇಗ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಬೇಗ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಪುಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಡಿಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬೇಗ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಆದರೂ when you dissolve salt in water, it gets dissolved faster because we have seen water in previous sessions. Water is a better solvent compared to ammonia. Its dielectric constant is more. Okay, so viscosity is more. So ionic solids are easily soluble, which means ಆ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಆ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್, ಅದರದ್ದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರನ್ನು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ Na+ ಹಾಗೂ Cl- ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಗೆ ಅದು ಬೇಗ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ನೀರು. which means solvation energy of water is more compared to the lattice energy of NaCl. Hence, the ions are dissolved. Okay, this is the relationship between lattice energy and solvation energy. Ashte, very simple. Now let us look into this slide now. When an ionic compound dissolves in water, the water molecules surround the individual ions. Since water is very polar, when water surrounds an ion, there is a decrease in overall energy. However, to pull the ions apart in the first place, there has to be an energy increase to overcome the lattice energy. If the lattice energy is larger than the energy of solvation of the ions, the compound won't dissociate and it will be insoluble. There is a large gray area where lattice energy and solvation energy are close, and for those compounds, temperature has a big influence on the solubility. You can break the process of dissolution down into sub-process and use Hess's law to calculate the overall process enthalpy. Specifically, the process you need to consider are destruction of the lattice, solvation of the cation, and solvation of the anion. And according to Hess's law, the total enthalpy of dissolution is equal to, say, this plus this minus this. So thus, a higher lattice enthalpy will decrease the value of this. This is once, okay, dissociation enthalpy. that is decrease the enthalpy gained from dissolution, that is makes dissolution harder. So ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದ್ರೆ lattice enthalpy, dissolution is faster and easier. Okay, I hope you have understood this, and we have come to the end of this particular session. In this session we have discussed solvolysis, solvation and solubility of ionic solids and its dependence on lattice energy and solvation energy.